So I've decided I'm going to learn to speak another language. That language is going to be Swahili. Now, before I get into how I'm going to do this, that's what I'm making this video about, is I want to share how I'm going to do this. I want to document this and then, share what I've learned throughout my little journey here in the next coming months. So as for how I'm going to learn to speak Swahili, well, I've taken a few methods from one of my favorite polyglot YouTubers, Shauma. My intention here, at least at the beginning, is not to learn Swahili to fluency, because I really do believe that it's going to take years. But I really do believe that if someone were to put in the time, follow the correct methods, in a few weeks or months, I should be able to have a basic conversation, in theory. At the very least, I'm going to learn something. So I'm going to go into the methods I'm going to use to hopefully do this, where I can have a conversation with someone in a language that's not my native language. So, number one, probably the most important thing I'm going to be doing here is learning entire phrases or sentences. So I'm just going to pick a bunch of sentences that I think that I would use in conversation and learn the entire sentence. And there was a post made several years ago by Tim Ferriss, and Shauma uses it too, where they talk about deconstructing a language and learning simple phrases like, the apple is red, it is John's apple, I give John the apple, we give him the apple, he gives it to John. There are 13 of these, and in theory, I mean, these 13 questions apparently kind of deconstruct the grammar and get you used to the grammar and deconstruct the language in a sense. Again, like, I don't believe any of this will get someone to absolute fluency, but it's a start. I'm going to be cramming vocabulary as well, and as many sentences as I can possibly do. I'm going to be looking online for face-to-face tutors, as well as here locally, people to converse with. Now, I don't live in an area where there are many Swahili speakers, not at all, but I do have a very good reason for picking Swahili to learn. One is I just want to challenge myself in a language that I do not have any prior experience with. Languages like French and German and even like Punjabi, I do know a few words, but I want to start completely new here. I also wanted to pick a language that I know I'm going to be using, because my wife is African and she doesn't speak Swahili, she speaks Luganda, but we do have several friends that speak Swahili who can help me with this. And also a big dream of mine that I'm going to be doing hopefully in the next few years here is to travel around Lake Victoria on a motorcycle that takes me through Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Now, in Uganda they don't really speak Swahili, that's more Luganda, but Tanzania and Kenya, definitely. I could use that language there. So I'm going to be doing my homework today, getting some phrases, some sentences here translated, and get started. And you'll be seeing updates. In addition to learning sentences, going through vocabulary words, trying to speak immediately with native speakers, I'm going to try and immerse myself as much as possible. So anytime that I'm spent studying the Swahili language, I'm going to try and immerse myself in that, where I'm going to be seeking out television shows, anything on YouTube where people are just kind of speaking in a natural way. So I'll be watching Swahili shows, maybe even Swahili music, but more heavily weighted towards like shows and news programs where it's just regular speaking in a normal tone. Music may be good, but it's not how you would speak day-to-day language. So I'll be continuing with this. I'm going to be hitting it hard daily, and you're going to be seeing updates, and I'll let you know how it goes.